Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Innovation Tech Talks brought to you by OMRON Healthcare. I'm your host, Corey Noles, managing editor of Innovation Tech Today magazine. On today's episode, we're going to talk about one of the coolest innovations in shopping from home ever. Our guest is Lenny Adams, and he's the creator of the Toli 360 AI mirror. Lenny, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. So what's kind of tell us a little about your background. Where do you come from?
Sure. New York guy. So you might be able to see the fashion connection there. Obviously, fashion has always been a big part of kind of growing up in New York City. But I myself am a lawyer, IP attorney,
Nice.
contract law as well. I spent a lot of time in practice. And if I can, the vision was really about solving a problem that I had personally. Practicing law in New York, couldn't get out of the office, so you got your typical work-life balance problem. Couldn't get into stores. There was no solution for it. So a few of my friends always said, you got to just buy things online. And this one is when e-commerce was really starting to evolve. So
Yeah.
2012, 2013 is when the vision for something has to change really came about. And I really couldn't get with ordering clothes and just hoping, just hoping it's exactly what you wanted. So I was always accustomed to walking into the store, making sure it fits me, so I kind of broke that down and said, this is a really two-sided problem when you talk about shopping remotely. Like, this is a
Yeah.
two-sided problem. You got to know the size of the clothing, and you have to know the size of the person that the clothing is for. So, you got to find that, means of doing that. That's really kind of where a lot of it evolved.
Because you don't have time to return stuff either, do you?
Man. Oh man, don't and for all the men out there, we're probably the worst with returns.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, it's bad enough that we're going to wait to the last minute to order something, but to return it means we really got to make an effort to get to a store. So that just wasn't going to work for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. I have a couple things sitting around here that were supposed to be returned, and I just never did it. They're just still sitting here. I thankfully it worked out. That happened with a pair of wireless earbuds recently that I accidentally ordered two of. I was going to send one back and I didn't, then lost the others. So hey, sometimes it works out.
Listen, I think I got a few Zara bags and other company bags around here that just have not made it back to the store, haven't made it to UPS. We got to fix this thing.
Yeah. So the Toli 360 AI mirror. Tell us
Yeah.
about it. What is it?
Oh man, this is the next generation of fashion retail. I want to
Nice.
say, not I want to say it is a full, complete simulation of the fashion retail experience. It doesn't get more accurate and realistic than what this technology is. And you're looking at it now. This is the first prototype of the Totally 360. And essentially, this is a technology which will capture human body measurements in real time. So when I say real time, I'm really pointing to an emphasis of, this is not a something where the consumer needs to know their weight or know their height or something around there, because what's happening there is a lot of softwares, all softwares, are merely comparing you to something else and they're guesstimating your sizes.
Yeah.
That's inaccurate. I just, kind of shared how the vision came about. That's exactly what we would never want to do, because wouldn't solve my problem. So this technology is measuring the human body at 218 different parts of measurement in real
Oh
time.
wow.
I can't even count 218 different parts of me.
I'm with you, man.
It is that kind of precision, and the technology also measures the clothing. That's the secret sauce. That's the grandiose component of what's needed to actually solve this problem. So it is also 95% more accurate than the human eye.
Wow.
95%.
It's
And
crazy.
I know this because we hired a professional tailor. It's like man versus machine to compete with the Totally 360. So
Oh my gosh. It's
And
certainly faster, I guarantee that.
oh, absolutely, 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 much so. And essentially, he's like, you know why this is so much more accurate is because the tailoring profession, the entire profession, measures their margin of error in inches. This technology measures it in centimeters.
Nice.
It is within one
Wow.
centimeter of accuracy, which is maybe a quarter of an inch.
Yeah,
And essentially, what you're able to do with all of that, measurement data on both sides, the clothing and the human, is you can now try clothing on and see exactly how it fits on the actual you in real time.
that's crazy. Wow. So so like with the clothing, they don't measure the clothes. It does that on its own?
Correct. That is
Wow.
100% correct. The mirror itself will measure the garment. All that's really necessary is a human to, put the garment in front of the mirror and then take it away.
Nice.
Mhm.
Wow. So that's crazy. Well, let's take a quick break here for a fast message from OMRON Healthcare, one of the leaders in healthcare technology, and we'll be right back.
Today's episode of Innovation Tech Talks is brought to you by OMRON. OMRON is a world leader in technology designed to solve social issues, improve lives, and build a better tomorrow. They serve a range of industries which utilize their technologies to innovate and grow factory automation, healthcare, mobility, and energy management. In the industrial automation business, OMRON technology demonstrates the power of machines to unleash human potential, pursuing the ideal in automation, in which people and machines are working together in harmony. OMRON provides sensing, control, safety, vision, motion, and robotics technologies for the automotive, food and beverage packaging, semiconductor, electronics, life sciences, and infrastructure industries. For over 80 years, OMRON has helped industrial businesses maximize potential by solving problems with creativity. Learn more, go to automation.omron.com.
So, Lenny, how long did it take to develop this technology to the point you're
Yeah,
at now?
great question. Um, we've been in development for roughly I want to say a little north of 6 years.
Wow.
Yes, a little north of 6 years. So I want to say roughly late 2015.
Wow. So I'm imagining there's technology in there that didn't even exist in 2015. Some of
You know what?
that it's improved a lot with relation to like AI cameras and the various odds and ends that, at least in my mind, I'm envisioning are at play here. Uh,
Yes, very much so.
that's
And
impressive.
there was a recent article, and very recent, I think roughly March of April. And I don't want to say it's a major tech company, but one of their heads of product came out and stated that, being able to try clothing on remotely is one of the biggest wonders that needs to be developed. And they said the biggest problem within the industry and for many of tech companies is figuring out how to display actual people, not virtual characters, not avatars, and so on and so forth. And also being able to try clothing on and see exactly how it fits you, but how it drapes, how it hangs off the body, off your measurement. And I'll tell you this, we solved that problem maybe 18 to 24 months ago.
Wow. So it's super accurate then. So like if you pick up it, does it measure you once when you first get the mirror, or is it something where every time you walk in front of it, it kind of rescans you and goes from there?
Yeah, again, the scanning proposition is very inaccurate. So the mirror doesn't scan you; it's actually modeling you in real time.
Oh,
And what it shows is the you. So you pop up on the screen after that measurement. In terms of how often you can go ahead and capture your measurement as often as you want. Right after that, late night snack, or after a long winter, you can measure yourself as much as you want. And we would recommend that everyone who's engaged with the mirror would remeasure themselves every 2 to 4 weeks.
wow. I can see that. You know, I always think that one of the big challenges of going to, say, the mall was that, you always stop, you have a good lunch, you're at your most bloated of the day, you're a little different. So that would know what you normally look like, what your normal dimensions are and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I was recently doing some testing in the office, and one of the ways that I test the accuracy, to communicate with our engineering team, is I would literally hold in the stomach, push the stomach out, test the readings, and the level of precision is just unreal, but very, very, very necessary when you're talking about ordering clothes, even from a brand that you've never tried before. This is going to make that entire world a lot smoother and simpler.
Wow. Even shoes by chance?
That's coming. That's coming. Don't
That's
tell
kind
anybody. This is between me and you, right? We're
Yeah.
not talking. Okay, okay. I'm just checking. Just checking.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Absolutely.
was just curious on that one. Um,
Accessories as well.
nice. I didn't
Designer
even think of
bags.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see where that
Classic.
could go a bunch of directions. Yeah. I mean, even jewelry and stuff as far as where it lays, how it fits and stuff.
100%. It
Wow.
would allow the algorithms of brands to recommend items that match with the shirt that you're about to buy, whatever the case might be. This is going to be a holistic, encompassing technology.
Wow. So who's your target here? I'm assuming this is going to be an in-home item that individuals would purchase to have in their home. Is that correct?
Long term,
Okay.
yes. Long term, yes. Initially, we want everyone to become comfortable with it, right? Again, this is such a novel technology. It just doesn't exist. There's nothing out
Yeah.
there that you can realistically say, oh, this is just like that, because of its simulation, its level of precision, its accuracy. So we actually want to implement this in retail first. So,
Ooh.
everyone would be able to walk into, you know, enter X brand fashion retailer and experience the mirror, have fun with it because, the experience is one of a kind, right? You're
Yeah.
not you're not using some software in space, that might say take a picture of you and that's it. Like there's no accuracy there. This is engaging. Play with the mirror, get your measurement, touch on the screen. You can take photos and video with the mirror. Post it, whatever you want to do with that. But the experience is the whole thing. You no longer need to walk around the entire retail store. I can shop the entire store on my phone and go get me a latte from whatever coffee brand.
Oh, that's cool. So, like, I mean, I even see a value there dealing with something like COVID, where people are a little more reluctant to touch things other people are touching or putting on their bodies. I can
Mhm.
see a germ benefit
Yeah.
to trying
Yeah.
it this way as opposed to putting on a pair of pants that God knows who's had on before you.
That's an issue. Yeah, that's a real. It's funny that we're going into we're halfway through the 2022 calendar year, and we're still dealing with those issues, but they might be here to stay.
Yeah.
And this is certainly a technology which will kind of eradicate those nerves, right? I don't need to touch on anything. The mirror actually has a voice assistant, so I hate to say it, but it's like a retail associate.
Yeah.
It's going to recognize you. It's going to say Alan. It's going to say Lenny. Step back while I capture your measurements. Corey, done.
Yeah.
Move on. Life is
Wow.
good. Yeah.
So do you just step up in front of it and it wow. That's so different, man. That's a neat idea. And to bring something that technical to fruition is an impressive feat. So in stores, I'm assuming at this point you're looking to have it in physical brick and mortar retailers
Yep.
where it would show their whole catalog then or something. You'd be able to go
Yep.
through whatever collection and
Yep. The
wow.
Yep, 100%. The technology captures, just a lot of information that can really help and assist a retailer in terms of being more efficient and more effective with their business. From
Yeah.
over ordering of clothing to clothing that their factories are oversizing or undersizing, cut to too small than what they're supposed to be. They would be
Yeah.
able to truly analyze the data to see where their shoppers fit most. I mean, what their sizing is, on a better end of what they're ordering.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Reduce waste, improve sustainability. Yep,
It does. So I'm told you're able to do a little demo for us today with it.
I am absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
nice. Well, if
Yeah,
it's a good time, let's see how she works.
you got it. You got it. Give me a second here. So you can actually, you got a good viewpoint. So
Yeah.
here's your start button right there. You're gonna see these nice, beautiful LED lights. You got a touch screen right in the middle. This is also, you can picture from a retail perspective how an ad for a new sale might be right there.
Yeah.
You got 4 cameras, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so this is the turntable. There you go.
There we go.
Now I'm going to walk up to it, and it's going to recognize me. And the beauty of this, Corey, is that I don't need to take off all of my clothes. Right?
Yeah.
I can actually measure in this blazer.
Oh, really?
Yes. But just so you can see everything. And I'm going to scan it with my app. Hey, Toli.
Hi. Learn ahead. Please stand still and we will take your measurements. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, man.
And Corey, the entire process takes 15, 17 seconds.
That's fast.
That's it.
Wow.
So, yep. And right now, the technology is in demo mode, so it'll take roughly 3 minutes for the measurement to come back.
Okay.
Right?
So it's building your model right now.
Yes. Right now, it's taking all the data and it's scaling and proportioning the you. Again, so
Okay.
you're not going to see a virtual character, avatar, cartoon, something how can that really inspire confidence? And that's why I don't understand why, a lot of technologies, well, actually I do, because this is so incredibly difficult to comprise, right? To actually build and engineer. A lot of other softwares have taken a more streamlined guesstimation route. This is a simulation. So it'll take about 3-4 minutes to comprise.
So does the turntable have to be a specific distance away, I assume?
The only thing it doesn't. I can put it as far back. The only thing is the camera needs to be able to have the entire you in frame.
Okay.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Otherwise you can put it where you want.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And it's using 4 different cameras. Anything special about those that you're able to share?
Proprietarily speaking, not much, but I will say they are high performance cameras. They're not your regular cameras.
I figured they had to be. That is neat.
Yes, we were recently asked by a large scale world leader, hardware tech company, would you be able to integrate this software into our existing product line? And the short answer is yes, but we would need to make some tweaks. That's how powerful this technology is.
Wow. Well, it's unlike anything I've ever come across before, and I get a lot of outreach from people talking about interesting innovations you should check out. And I got the email about this, and I was like, okay, that's genuinely cool, something neat, something outside the box. It's super high tech. It'd be cool in your house, because anytime you have people over, the first thing they're going to do is jump on it and want to try. Do your friends do that?
You know what? I'll tell you the truth. When friends come over, I hide this. I do. I do. You know what? And it's really just for you. Or have this mirror here. It should really be back in the office. I'm surprised one of my engineers haven't called me and said, "Have you seen the mirror by any chance?"
It's kind of missing.
But yes. No, the friends love it. They love to jump on it and capture their measurements. It's a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
It is a nice experience. Yeah.
Well, and probably you're looking at things that are going to become mainstream at some point anyways, like the measurements of clothes. That's something that companies are probably already thinking about including in product descriptions, if I had to guess. Just knowing the way that technology goes. And it seems like something really set up for the future of shopping. And I think about it a lot because, just like you mentioned, as a journalist, my wife's busy all the time too. We're always looking for times to go without going. And invariably, we get online, we take a gamble. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. And it's about a 60-40 crapshoot, I'll say.
Right.
And
Right.
it's fun, but that's it takes the guessing game out of it, is what
Completely.
it feels like.
Completely. It's I'll tell you. I'll share a neat story with you. So I want to say back in 2017, right around the time where a lot of the measurement capabilities were pretty much operational. So I get to the lab, I get to where our engineering is, and head of engineering says, Len, we got to show you where we are. I said, okay, but let me backtrack. For my entire life, I have told everyone who's ever asked me, how tall are you? I'm 5'4". No matter
Same.
what.
Me too.
See, we got it. Yeah, I knew there was something in you, man.
Relatable.
Exactly. Hey, I say my license says 5'4". Okay, now if you've ever been to any DMV, nobody measures you at the at the
No.
DMV.
No.
Okay, how tall are you? I could have told them 6 foot. So
Yeah.
I get to I'm at the engineering lab. They say, stand here. We're going to show you where we are. Now, I know what the technology is supposed to do. This is about accuracy. So I stand on the turntable, spins me around. 2 minutes later, our assistant engineer in AI walks up to me and says, look, Lenny, it shows me the exact me on the screen. I mean, everything, mustache, gold, everything. And he presses the measurement button. Now, I told you the measurements are done in centimeters, not inches. That's the incredible.
Yeah.
I convert centimeters to inches. The mirror says I am 5'3" and 10
Oh.
centimeters. I was this close to firing everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to
Project's done. I'm walking. We had a similar incident. We have a maintenance guy here who comes in. They gave us a new door, and he comes in to install a peephole. Well, he's 6'7", and he comes in and he just stands at the door, looks where his eye is, drills a hole. I walk in there, and it's 6 inches above my head. I went back out, and I'm like, "Come here. You see the problem?"
Yeah. You can't understand what I'm going through here, huh?
That's right. People just don't get it.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
goodness. Well, this is unique. It's rare to come across anything that feels truly unique anymore. Right now, everything we see is, we've got everybody's building drones. Everybody's trying to make autonomous cars. Everybody's trying to solve all these other problems. We've got AI cameras that follow you around the room now and things along those lines. But it feels like everybody's trying to solve the same 6 or 8 things. What's intriguing about this is it's a problem I hadn't even thought of until I saw it. And as soon as you see it, there's this light bulb that goes off that's like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Agreed. If I can, I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on the podcast here, but I'll let to give you a look at what happens Can you see this in the screen?
Let's see.
How about that?
Oh, yeah. I do. Holy smoke. So you're able to, oh, there we go. That's close. I mean, you're looking at, you can see around the back of the knee, curvature of the lower back. I
You can
was
see,
wondering, like, is there any areas like that it's going to be goofy with? But no.
and I'll share something with you that's incredible. Now, how the mirror measures the clothing, that is remarkable. The same way that you and your audience just witnessed the mirror measuring me is the same way it will measure the clothing, except the items will be on a mannequin. And
That's
think
what I
about
was
how,
going to ask.
because realize when you're looking at this, you don't see the entire background of where I am. All of
Yeah.
that gets separated and isolated, and the
Yeah.
AI just sees me.
It just masks you right out. Yeah.
Exactly. So once you have a mannequin in front of the mirror, you're simply putting the clothing on, and it is separating the mannequin in the background from the garment.
I got it. So that instead of a flat T-shirt being held up by somebody, it's draped on something that's basically like putting it on you would be.
A mannequin. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. And here's the measurements of the human.
Oh wow. Shoulder to shoulder.
Now,
Got you with the
I want you to
waist.
go ahead and do the calculation. That's obviously a centimeter. Do the calculation of
162.96.
163 centimeters on my height. Convert that to inches. And if it doesn't say 5'4", I'm going to have to stop this interview.
164 centimeters.
63.
Oh, 63.
Yes.
5'4.17. Hey, you got a quarter inch on me there. Or 1/8 inch.
Absolutely. So the level of precision is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, because that's something I wondered is it gonna it's got to be precise or it defeats the whole purpose, I guess.
I mean, the actor, it's all in the, anyone who's attempted I feel like they have really shortchanged, the American, people, dare I say, or, just fashion industry in general,
Yeah,
because it's really just an assumptive technology, which is not really useful if you're really trying to solve a problem that I need precision in. I need precision
yeah,
because this item needs to fit how I need it, or I'm going to return it anyway, which has happened, and a lot of the folks that we've talked to at holding companies who have said we've had a technology that just increased the number of retail returns because it's not being accurate. It's not even demonstrating a level of accuracy that's possible because it's just a guesstimation called scanning.
yeah. I would say the precision is probably the single most important thing about it, because
Yep.
otherwise it doesn't solve the problem.
Not at all. Not at all.
Wow. So what's been the biggest hurdle along the way of making this happen?
That's a really, really good question. I'm going to say the biggest hurdle right this moment is making sure that this technology gets distinguished from anything that's come before it.
Yeah,
Because I think, some people in the fashion industry have a bad taste in their mouth from technologies that are scanning based. They're
yeah,
showing avatars. People, fashionable folks, even like myself, do not adopt technologies like that. Technologies with no experience. It's not an experience. It's not fun to use. It's not something that I want to use over and over again. So I think really positioning, the technology properly, is probably a small hurdle at this time because we have to make sure that it gets positioned in an accurate sense, which is why I refer to it as a simulation of fashion retail. We're a data platform, a data company, of course, but making sure it gets positioned properly.
Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense. I can see where, some, I won't say shoddy efforts in the past, but the tech wasn't there until fairly recently either, is the truth of the matter. At least it feels that way to me.
Right.
I think your key focuses though that are so important are that it actually shows you. It shows your physical face, your physical body, and you're putting the actual clothes onto you to see. I don't like how that shirt fits. I look fat in this, or those are a little short. I think that's crucial. I think the precision is very vital because without that, it won't have the longevity. But if it's precise, and I assume something that would always be able to, over time, software based, become even more precise, probably. Because as a rule, that kind of technology doesn't go backwards.
Absolutely.
Um,
100%. This is only going to get better. And, going back to that article that was written by that high on the food chain tech company, um, they've been, they stated, the industry has been stagnant for 20 years. And I can probably say with that kind of statement, this technology is likely 10 to 20 years ahead of where
yeah,
everything else.
I agree. I agree, but I think we're going to see it a lot sooner. That's as you're also at a unique point in time where brick and mortars are looking for new ways to get people in the door, to keep people shopping at their store, especially when people are tight while the economy's struggling. That's a cool thing. I mean, like we'd go to a store just to try that.
Yep.
You know,
100%.
if somebody told me there's one at Macy's, I'd go to Macy's.
Just to try. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would too. I
Well, how
certainly
do
would.
what's the best way for people to keep up with the project, keep up with what you're doing, and make sure that they know where to find these when the time comes?
Well, I will say you are one of the first to get a all access look at this technology. So we've been acting very covertly for a good piece of the time, well, for good reason.
Nice. Okay.
And we'll be putting some information up on our website. We're going to have some public demonstrations that will be scheduled here in the Los Angeles area,
Nice.
but a lot will come. A lot is on the way. So we did certainly the website. There'll be
Okay.
a social media activated. I want to say middle of next month,
Cool.
but that'll also be in the works. Toli 360 will be the Instagram, and
Nice.
the website is toli360.com.
Well, guys, make sure you check this out. This is one of the coolest things I've seen in terms of fashion innovations, camera innovations, certainly mirror innovations. Uh, it hits a lot of bases, and it's something really cool. Uh, we'll keep you posted on it as well as time goes on. And Lenny, I really appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day to come chat with us to show us the Toli 360. That is one of the cooler innovations we've had on here, and I'm grateful that you brought it on and showed it to us and the viewers. And wish you all the best, man.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely, we'll have you back one of these days, a few years down the road.
That sounds like a plan. You can sign me
All right.
up. Thank you,
All
guys.
right. Well, make sure you tune in and check us out next week and every week in the future on Innovation Tech Talks as we bring you whatever kind of guests we can find that are doing something really different and interesting. Otherwise, we'll catch you back here next time. Again, thanks to OMRON for sponsoring this podcast, and we're out till next week. Bye.